Okay, welcome. Okay, let's just arrive at your seat right now, just as you are. Whatever kind of day you've had, be it busy, mellow, crazy, quiet, boring, boredom, whatever, however you're feeling, just come to your seat. You could be sitting on your cushion on the floor or on a chair with your feet flat on the ground. And just take a deep breath in, filling up your lungs like two balloons in your body. And you can let it out through your nose or through your mouth, whichever feels more comfortable for you right now. Breathing in again through your nose, filling up the balloons in all different directions. And then breathing out, letting that balloon air out. Once more, breathing in through your nose, filling up your chest, your abdomen, filling up those balloons. Maybe you just want to hold it here for a second. And then slowly letting it all release. Inviting you to close your eyes now if that feels comfortable. Or leaving your eyes slightly open. Picking a point in front of you to gaze at. Or you can simply close your eyes. You can put your hands comfortably on your lap. Or you could even cup your hands on top of each other and place them right in front of you. Maybe your hands are resting on a pillow. Now just arrive here with your presence. And notice what is coming up for you right now. How are you? What is the mental landscape right now? Is it a beach day? Is it stormy, cloudy, partly cloudy, windy? How are you doing right now? Just checking in. Now bring your attention to your sit bones, the very bottom of your pelvic bone that's making contact with your seat. Just letting your sit bones fall deeper into your seat. Letting your body just sink a little bit deeper. As your spine rises up nice and tall, all the way to the crown of your head, slightly tipping your chin in, tucking that in ever so slightly, releasing the back of your neck. Relaxing your eyes, your lips, letting your cheeks go, the muscles in your jaw. And letting your shoulders and your shoulder blades just drop away, relax. They can rest right now. Bringing in sounds through your ears. What are the sounds that you hear? What is the most prominent sound? And what's the most quiet sound, or maybe almost inaudible? Just noticing how things around you are constantly changing. That we're in this flow of change. Continuing to stay with the sound around you. For those who like to work with their breath, sometimes it's nice to change it up, and you can use any of your senses as an anchor. I find that sounds are also a really good way to get you into the present. Today I'd like to explore a little bit about this voice in our head that comes up often for most of us, probably all of us, the inner critic. As we sit here listening to the sounds around us in silence, in our stillness, just notice when your thoughts arise, and notice if you hear any voices that sound like the inner critic, this voice that is telling you that you are not doing enough or doing something wrong. It's really focusing on the negative of some kind. Maybe it's replaying something from work, or maybe it's worrying about something in the future. When you notice it, just give it a nod, send some kindness to it. Just come back to the sense of sound. I immigrated to the States when I was 5, and for the longest time, I thought I was very stupid. That was my inner critic for a long time, into my teenage years, into my 20s, and maybe even my 30s. Because I had a reading disability, or I just couldn't catch on very well. I was conditioned to think that I wasn't intelligent. What does your inner critic say? And just notice. Are there particular times or circumstances that these voices pop up? When these voices arise, is there a fear behind it? Just breathe into your heart center if you need to send yourself some nurturing. The inner critic could be harsh. It might have good intentions, actually, but it just doesn't know how to be kind or how to say it in a kind way. So we can teach it. When we catch ourselves with the inner critic, we can first acknowledge it by breathing into that space. Softening that space, because often that inner critic has a harshness, usually. So just breathing, melting the edges away a little bit. And notice if there is a limited belief there. That is speaking through that inner critic. Some belief that we have picked up somewhere in our lives, maybe as a child or maybe as we're older. Can you sense what this limiting belief is? Can you sense where this was born? If you have a sense of where this limiting belief possibly was born, maybe you can take yourself back to that circumstance and see yourself there. In your mind's eye, and just send yourself some compassion. See yourself in this situation. How confusing and frightening and vulnerable the situation was. Just breathe into your heart. Accept as best as you can these sensations that are going through your body. When we notice our inner critic, see if you can sit with it and really accept the sensations and what it has to say. Not that what it has to say is true, but just accept that this is happening. But that also it is just a thought. It's a thought that passes just like any other thought. So we can be with this thought, this inner critic voice. Accept that we are having this thought. Instead of pushing it away, fully acknowledging. And then we may send nurturing compassion towards ourselves, and perhaps empowering ourselves, knowing that this is just a thought, that we do not have to be identified or defined by these thoughts. Now you can imagine a light in your heart space, like a white light that's growing brighter and brighter and brighter. And this light is starting to fill your entire body, traveling up to your shoulders, your head, filling up your arms, your torso, all the way down to your kneecaps, ankles, your toes, your elbows, your fingertips. Your entire body is full of light. Just bringing this sense of kindness and softness to our hearts. And when you're ready, you can bring your palms together at your heart center and bow, if that's in your practice. Namaste. And I dedicate this practice to you for showing up to work on this challenging idea of inner critic that we all have. And I encourage you to practice when you're not meditating, whenever these thoughts come up. See if you can hold them in compassion and also know that they're just thoughts. And like everything, they'll pass. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.